This is a good quality nighttime video and a really dandy bull. I hope we get a chance to see him again.
Welcome to Raised in Alaska. I recently had a company, XTU, send me a solar game camera to review and put out in the field and see how it does. This is the X1 model. It has a 0.2 second trigger speed, has a 90-degree lens angle. It'll sense things up to 65 feet away with the motion sensor. The video resolution is 2.7K and the picture resolution is 64 megapixels. Let's take a quick look at it. So it comes with a nice little instruction book. And here is the camera. There you go. I'm super excited to get this out in the field. I'm going to end up producing two videos out of this. The first video will just be this how to set it up and looking at it and seeing initially how it does for pictures. And they're going to move it to a second location and make a video that will last probably about 3 months worth of video clips. So I won't drop it until about November. I already have a spot in mind that's going to be awesome. So you probably want to look for that. So we'll go ahead and take this and see what all is in this box, and we'll get it put out in the field. Thanks for watching today. In the box, you'll find the game camera, and right now it has plastic over all of the glass lens pieces. There's also a solar panel, a tripod mount so you can mount the solar camera somewhere else. It comes with the strap, a charging cord so that you can charge the internal battery in this, and then another mount for the game camera. The game camera itself has a mount here, and then screws obviously for this. And so that's everything that's in the box. So one of the really unique things about this camera is it's got a button underneath here. You push the button and the whole back of it comes off. So underneath this rubber cover here, there's a reset, the SD card, and we can turn it on. Quick little video about it. There we go. I'm going to go to menu. And on the menu it says you can generate a QR code for pairing. If I click OK, it gives me a QR code here. We have mode, video, and photo. Photo resolution, I have it set at 64 megapixels, which is the highest one. Photo burst, I'm going to bump that up to 2 photos. Shutter speed, it's at 1/20. Recording length is 35 seconds. I just set that a little bit ago. Recording audio is on. I'm really interested to see what the audio is on this machine. The interval in between pictures is at 10 seconds. I got the highest brightness on the LEDs, which is going to test the batteries. Timed shooting is off. I don't care about the time. I want pictures to be motion activated. Working period, I want it on 24/7. PR settings. And so you can set the motion sensor on the front and the side. I've set the front one to medium. And let's look at the side one. I'm going to set the side one to medium as well. The reason I chose not to put it on high is then every time the wind blows and a twig moves, you end up getting photos of moving twigs. The date and time I've already set, but you can go in and you can set those there. Time format is 12 hours, so 12 hours is like how we read a clock normally. 24 hours is military time. Timestamp is on. I like to see when animals come and go. The camera name, the downside of this camera name is you only get 3 digits. The first one is capitalized, the second one is still alpha, and then the third one is numeric. I like to have longer names on mine, but I can live with that if it has great photo quality. Password settings, I never set a password on mine. System password, I'm not going to have a password on that either. Power and sound settings. It looks like that is on. I'm going to leave that on at 70. Auto close Wi-Fi so the Wi-Fi closes after 2 minutes. Key sound off. Language is English. Loop recording is off. You could I formatted the card that's in here a minute ago, so that formats the card. And check file system failed. I looked at that earlier. You could go to default settings. Bluetooth is on, and then we can contact them through here. And that goes all the way through all the settings. And so we've looked at the settings. We're going to get this thing put in the field. Before we do that, I'll pull this little tag off here. Okay, so there we are. There's the game camera. There's the solar panel.
I just pulled the card from this XTU game camera. I can't wait to see what's on it. What I'm going to do for the rest of this video is I'm going to review these clips and give you my first impressions as I watch the clips the very first time. And then at the very end of this video, I will give you a review of what I think about this game camera. In this first clip, this cow kind of appears out of nowhere, but the video quality is good and the colors are good. In this next clip, it's midnight, and so it's just about as dark as it's going to get. And the video quality, I think, is very good for it being as dark as it is outside. Wow, this bull is really something special. I love these cows' body language here, and it has really good color. This is a different bull than the huge bull we were looking at earlier. I want to zoom in on this clip 100% to see if this video pixelates. This guy is going to be an absolute beast in another month when his antlers are done growing. I can't wait to see him. I'm really glad he chose to walk away here. I kind of want to see how does this stay in focus and what does it look like as he moves away? Do the edges stay sharp? What happens? I'm pleased with how the video stayed consistent all the way to the end. It's nearly 4 a.m. The sun is thinking about rising, and this is relatively clear. I also am glad to see that he's coming toward us just to see how well the definition stays as he moves closer. This is yet another bull. He's not huge, but he's not that small. He's starting to get paddles. Oh, I like that he's coming toward us. Everything stays crisp and in focus. I don't know where that fly came from. And here he is walking away. Who's this little guy? Just the beginning of paddles. I like that he's working that lower margin. And again, very crisp image. He just shows up in the middle of nowhere. Oh, we haven't seen anybody go to the right. It'd be nice if you go all the way to the right side of the screen here, just to kind of check that area of the camera out. The thing I will say, that black shade across the top, I have this camera in a bare box, and so what you're seeing there is part of the bare box, and that is most certainly hindering the quality of the sensors. And she just appears out of nowhere, and again, that could be a sensor because of the game box. That guy is just a brute. Love that bull right there. Look at the width of him. He sees something over there, or hears something. He got his curiosity up. All right, let's get back to Game Camera view. That's a nice, clear, crisp image. Then I have a few pictures here that I thought I would add in. This is a nighttime picture. On here it doesn't display the date or the time. I don't know what happened with the nighttime ones, but I didn't have any that way. The daytime pictures do have the date and time on them, and they take a good quality picture. I was out here 2 days ago and I pulled the game card in this XTU game camera, and I took it home, reviewed all the footage, put together my review, which you just got through looking at. And there are 2 or 3 unanswered questions and kind of problems that I have that I want to see if I can solve. First, all the pictures across the top of it, you can see the front of this bear box. And so I'm going to take the front of the bear box off, and I think that's interfering with the sensors as well. I'm also going to bump up the sensors to high. I initially had them on medium, but I'm going to bump them up to high because I want to be able to get a better check and see how that's going. The other problem that I had is that there's no sound on any of the videos. And so when I take this down right now, I'm going to check and see if the sound is on or not. When I initially programmed it, I programmed it so the sound was on, but that gives me a little pause on that one. The nighttime pictures don't have the date and timestamp on it, and the date and timestamp on all the videos show up like right in the middle of the video instead of where you usually find it down on the bottom. And for video purposes, I think that it'd be nicer if it was on the bottom, but if a person's using this in a hunting application or to see what's coming and going in places, that part really doesn't even matter. And so I'm ambivalent about that. The other thing that's interesting is the way it stores files. Normally on game cameras that I've had in the past, all the files are stored in chronological order, how they happen, from first day to last day in one folder. What this camera does is it puts each day in its own folder, and then all the videos it takes it puts in that one folder. I'm ambivalent about that as well. When I went to upload this to make a video out of it, I could just drag them all and put them there, and it puts them all in chronological order, so it works fine that way. So I brought this camera home last night because it was giving me a message that said low battery. And if you recall, or if I said, this camera only has an internal battery in it. It doesn't take any disposable batteries, so it's solely charged by the solar panel that's attached to it. And before I had the solar panel pointing like this direction, it was getting indirect sunlight. The sun was over here. So last night before I left, I repositioned the solar panel so that it'll be pointing toward the sun, so it should get direct sunlight on it. Additionally, I charged it at the house last night, so it is fully charged now. While I had it home, I also increase the sensors, the motion sensors, both the front and the side ones, to high. And when I take it back out and put it back in the bear box, I'm not going to put the cover over it because I believe the cover over it was hindering the use of the sensors and making it so they could not actually do their job very well. That's my fault. I also rechecked the sound on this last night, and I did have the sound turned on. And so today I ran a couple videos in the house just to see if it would pick up sound, and it picked up no sound. So it doesn't necessarily mean that this model does not pick up any sound, but this particular camera did not record any sound at all. The other thing that's noteworthy on this is even though it was in a bear box and somewhat protected by the elements, the wind is blowing and had water on it. And when I opened it up yesterday, the inside was completely dry, even though there's not a weather seal along here. And obviously then this was dry as well, which is where water would probably enter it and harm the machine. All in all, I would say that I think it's a good camera. It obviously took good pictures both day and night, and good videos both day and night as well. However, it did not record any sound on those. And so it kind of depends on what your function is. If sound isn't important, then who cares? If sound's important, then that a guy would be really concerned about that. I have included more product information in the description, and I'll release another video from this camera at the end of the season. Be watching for that.